Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Zimbabwe's economy has been in decline ever since the country's independence in 1980. The decline accelerated in the period 2000 to 2008, fueled by two main events. The first one is the seizure of the mostly white-owned farms by the regime to give mostly to Zanu PF ruling elite. The country's agricultural sector collapsed and has never recovered ever since. The second event was the madness of printing money. The regime's answer to every economic challenge was to print money. Inflation soared. It peaked in 2008 at 500 billion%, world record. Zimbabwe has had the misfortune of abandoning all the established rules of how to run the economy. So it was out with the likes of Adam Smith and his tried and tested and proven wealth of nation economic theories, and in with the Mugabe and now Mnangagwa scientific socialism. What it was is voodoo economics. Both Mnangagwa and Mugabe firmly believed that the nation will prosper if we spend and spend, especially the ruling elite. Here is what Adam Smith has suggested as solution to economic management, particularly at state level.
Thousands of years, nations got wealthy one way: conquer your neighbor and take their stuff. Then, one Scottish professor discovered a better method. Before 1776, everyone believed wealth was fixed, a pie to fight over. More for you means less for me. Empires hoarded gold like dragons. Mercantilists strangled trade with tariffs. Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations shattered this zero-sum thinking. His radical claim? Wealth isn't gold sitting in vaults. It's goods and services people actually use. A nation is rich when workers are productive, markets are free, and people specialize in what they do best. Smith's recipe for prosperity. First, let people pursue their self-interest. They'll work harder than any slave. Second, remove stupid restrictions, tariffs, guilds, monopolies that strangle innovation. Third, protect property and enforce contracts. Without trust, no one invests. Fourth, educate workers. Skilled labor creates more value. Do this and wealth grows.
And what did we do? who have done the exact opposite. If you look at Zimbabwe before independence and Zimbabwe today, the list of companies that were there in Zimbabwe before independence is impressive. How many companies have started since then? Hardly any. The explanation is obvious. Zimbabwe has become a pariah state, ruled by those who believe they have the divine right to rule the country, and they are not accountable to anybody. That has created the political instability and stifled any economic hope for the country. Zanu PF has thought the answer in getting rich was to loot. The very thing that Adam Smith was saying, that doesn't work. I've already referred to the seizure of the white-owned farms. Zanu PF ruling elite acquired the farms. And instead of putting them into productive use, they failed to do so. Many of the farms, ever since they were given to these Zanu PF ruling elite, have become a drain to the nation's economy. They got the farms for nothing. And then the government would say that, oh, they should be allocated money to buy the inputs and machinery. And billions of dollars were borrowed by this ruling elite. Most of them never returned the money. And we all know and have heard of Zanu PF's command agriculture, where millions of dollars have been allocated to these farmers every year in the hope that that will boost production. Most of those farmers have not produced enough to repay the money that they were given. And so it has been a drain on the economy. It has become a way of the ruling elite to loot. In recent times, Zanu PF has spent millions of dollars buying cars for the ruling elite. It's as if they're getting these cars for nothing. And in many ways, they are. Because these cars are bought using money that has been obtained from the rampant corruption that has been taking place in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa has been spending money as if there's no tomorrow. Most of that money has come from the looting. In 2023, Al Jazeera gave details of how Zimbabwe's 2 billion per year gold in mining sector was being robbed. 80% of that gold was being smuggled out of the country. When it's smuggled, it is the smugglers and the handlers who get money. The nation does not. So 1.6 billion out of 2 billion was being looted, was disappearing, was being leaked. And Mnangagwa was named in that documentary. And what some people don't appreciate is that the actual people who are benefiting the most from that looted wealth are those who are doing the actual smuggling. They are handlers like Mnangagwa. Yes, they get a cut, but it's only a fraction of the true value of what is being looted. And the looters are not investing that money in Zimbabwe. They're taking it out. And the little that people like Mnangagwa get, then they spend it on cars and other luxuries. And for the ordinary people, they are given the chicken in Sapatina, and the handouts.
Tirimo mu-state house titodya chicken in
Kule.
kudya kwako kwakaprofitwa
Hello?
kare nababa Johani.
Mucha
Ndokudya
kule,
kwakanzi
kunobuda
sapatina kudya kwakanaka kudya kungirozi tiripo pastate house unogona kutofa
Aiwa,
usina kumbosvika pastate house
kutozvinungurwa izvozvi kubva
asi siripo takatotsika mota dzedu dzaurikuona
mata izvozvi.
istate house ndo patiri
Ndingopa kutodya izvozvi kuti
pamba penyika kunamata kwakanaka chipostori chakanaka
Varakamukira kuseni.
sapatina tichidya zvedu kudya kwakanaka
Mukira kuseni.
tiri kutodya pamasowe panapa but tiri kudya nyama
Hello?
imi kwenyu hazviko asi tiri pano pamasowe pastate house nhasi ndo patiri kunamatira nhasi tiri kudya nyama
Hadi?
namata mwari uyu akanaka baba Johani wakauya nechinamato ichi kuvanhu vatema wakagona nokuti zvaitwa nevarungu chete asi nhasi uno tisu tiri kuzviita vakana vabvudze popi hatina matei wakomana
Get chicken in, and during Christmas, they get what they call hampers, Christmas hampers from the party. Here is a group of individuals who just received their Christmas hamper.
yes
The tragedy of Zimbabwe is that this is a regime that has deliberately kept millions of our people in abject poverty for the purposes of retaining political control over them, particularly those in the rural areas. Adam Smith talked of empowering people. The regime is doing the exact opposite. In the 1970s, the late economist and banker, John Robertson, took a proposal to Ian Smith and told him that if he was to give the blacks, particularly in the rural areas, title deeds to their land, they will build better homes for themselves. They will be motivated to build better homes for themselves and their family. If you've got title deeds, you can sell whatever improvements you make on that land plus the land itself. But if you don't, you cannot do that. Ian Smith rejected the idea. His argument was very simple. If we economically empower the blacks, the next thing they would want is political empowerment. And he wasn't ready to give them any meaningful political power. Interestingly enough, after independence, John Robertson gave the same plan to Robert Mugabe, and he too rejected it for the same selfish political reason. This is the reality in Zimbabwe. Here is Margaret Dongo saying and confirming exactly what I've just said.
They have wrong priorities, especially the current government. How can you go and build an airport which services a few people, and the majority are the elite and the so-called investors? Look at the rural. I made you come to interview me because I wanted you to have the experience of the roads that we are using. If we go today to our hospital there, you feel pity with that's a hospital in a rural area. If we go to our clinic, you feel pity. We have no piped water here. Do you know the reason why the rural people vote for Zanu PF? One, they're intimidated. Two, the policy is that the rural people should remain poor and subservient to the government. They should remain poor, because if they remain poor, they continue singing the song for their master. This is why these people have been impoverished. It's for a reason. Because at the moment, if you economically empower these people, they'll go out of hand. Zanu PF will never have control over them.
In short, Zanu PF and its voodoo economics is dragging the nation backwards for selfish political gain. 45 years after independence, the nation has been stuck with this corrupt, incompetent, and tyrannical regime. In 1980, we were an upper middle income nation with an income of 60,000 US dollars per capita. It has since dropped to 2,000 US dollars per capita GDP. As long as Zimbabwe remains a pariah state, the nation will be forced to pursue meaningless, idiotic, voodoo economic policies that will only sink the nation deeper and deeper into the economic abyss. It is for the people themselves to wake up and put an end to this madness. Think about it.